fucking normal person. And it is already under a minute into the stream, and I am swearing. I am already angry. Like I am. I don't think people can understand how annoyed, how angry, how upset, just how much this episode of WWE Raw has just totally ruined me. Like, I don't just feel like I've watched a bad show. Like, I've watched loads of bad shows in the past. You know what I mean? Like, bad television is something I've done all my life. I've watched loads of bad shows. I mean, fucking hell, I've watched bad shows forever. I loved Agents of Shield. Like, I absolutely loved Agents of Shield. You had to sit through season 1 and 2 to get to 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1 and 2 was pretty shit. I sat through that. I managed it, and I sat through the crap television to get to the good stuff, because that's what you've got to do sometimes. You know, you got to sit. You've got to eat some shit before you can get to the good stuff. So, what I'm getting at is I've watched bad TV in the past. Bad TV is something I've done many times. Like, I have no problem with bad television, so I'm just going to check. Don't sound like Andre the Giant quickly. So, audio check. There we go. So, yeah. I digress. I've watched a lot of bad fucking television, and as a wrestling fan, I have watched a lot of bad wrestling. Like, I've watched a lot of bad wrestling, like a lot of bad wrestling. I go out my way to watch bad wrestling. I've got DVDs down there in my little DVD shelf that focus solely on bad wrestling. You know what I mean? There's promotions that where their act is that they are bad wrestling promotions. I'm not even lying there. I've seen the worst of wrestling. I've seen the best of wrestling. I've seen the most violent of wrestling. I've seen the most non-violent best of wrestling. I've seen the best worst wrestling. I've seen the worst best wrestling, if that makes sense. I've seen wrestling. I've seen a lot of wrestling shows. I've been to a lot of I've been to some fucking horrendously bad wrestling shows, like really bad wrestling shows. I've seen a main event where Virgil ran in. Virgil was the guest referee. And this was after 2010. Like, I've seen shit, but I have not seen anything as bad as this episode of WWE Raw. Holy fuck, was this bad? Like, this was so bad that I could only make it, I think, halfway through. Like, I refused to watch anymore because I just felt like my intelligence was. I'm not. Sorry, I don't feel like my intelligence was being insulted. My intelligence was being insulted. Like, we need to get that out of the way. This was fucking ridiculous. Like, the last 2 weeks of Raw, they've not been perfect, but they've had story. You know, we've got something. 1 second, my light feels aggressively bright today. It's flushing me out. Yeah, so. I mean, in the last few weeks, WWE Raw has not been perfect. It's not been perfect for a long time, let's be honest. But the last few weeks, they at least had a long-running story that was going from episode to episode. Things were stitched together. Sure, we had the Fiend shit, that was there. We had other stuff, that was there. But, you know, everything else was good. And we had the whole Miz Bobby Lashley. I mean, you had the Miz in a story. That's another thing. But we had the Miz Bobby Lashley story. For all its flaws and foibles, we knew that it was going to build to a match, and it built to a match last week. And we got the finale. You know what I mean? Bobby Lashley won the title, and it was all pretty cool. It was nice. You know, it made sense. It was a good story. So going into this week's Raw, and knowing that we are in the what's my thing to knowing that we're in WrestleMania season, I thought, right, so the last few weeks have been alright. They've not been perfect, but they've been alright. This week could be good, you know? I got my hopes up. Maybe a bit preemptively got my hopes up, possibly. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being naive to think that WWE can fix their ways. But no, what we got this week was a stunning. Well, actually, I'm going to take credit for this being a total verification of my theory on Vince McMahon. The Vince McMahon has a 2-week brain. His brain can only handle 2 weeks in the past and 2 weeks in the future. That's what I've been saying for a while now. And this show, I think, just proves this categorically, because we've went back to where we were 2 weeks ago, and like the only long time storyline we seem to have going is Randy Orton and Alexa Bliss, or is it the Fiend? It's not even hot to garbage. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just garbage. It's like it's not even hot. I'm sorry. I'm playing with my lights today. I don't know why. I think it's because, as you can see behind me, the northeast of Scotland is receiving sun again. The H2O, the UVB is back, and that means that I either need to move my desk or learn how to work with the sun in a more symbiotic way. So let's go for symbiosis. But before we start with the symbiosis experiments, let's get into last night's WWE RAW. So, right off the bat, I want to give you all a warning, right? I only reviewed this show up till... No, where was it? It was up until the AJ Styles Randy Orton promo. And to be honest, I was like, I'm going to turn this off. I need to turn this off. I can't keep watching this. And then that promo happened. I was like, okay, fuck this shit. I just skipped to the end of the show because I had a funny feeling that, right, this show was front-loaded as hell. I've got a funny feeling we're going to see some dumb shit at the end. And I was right. And the stuff at the end was that dumb. Well, I know, actually, I was going to say it was that dumb that I skipped past it. It wasn't. No, I actually did watch it. It was just that dumb. It was quick. It was over and done. And it was... We'll get to that, right? Let's get to my notes, because I have actually got notes, and I did take 4 pictures for this. I didn't take any more because I thought, you know what, fuck this shit. This show doesn't deserve me spending 3 hours watching, doing a media analysis, and then taking a shitload of screenshots to promote their shit, when they will happily copyright strike my stuff. So fuck them. I'm not giving them the satisfaction. WWE are a company that are run by... Well, evidently, it's run by shit arses. You know what really fucking blows my mind? Up until last year, Lance Storm was working backstage at that company. I've got no idea how someone like Lance Storm can be working at the company and things, when he was there anyway, still didn't make sense. Like, why did they hire people like Lance Storm if they're not going to like listen to their common sense? That blows. I don't understand that. So, WWE RAW. Raw. How do you say it? Raw? Ramen. Fucking raw. WWE RAW. Right face Scotland. That's how you say it up here. That's the Aberdeen way of saying it. You'd say raw. It's fucking ramen. You would say it min after it. Because up here, we say the word min after things for absolutely no reason. I think it means man. Alright, man. Alright, man. I don't know. Ken what I like. Ken what I mean. That's another one. Ken what I mean. Like, that means, do you know what I mean? Ken. Like, if you can. Like, do you? Ken means no. Like, do you know what I'm getting on a tangent here. Like, one day we should maybe do like a Steve's Doric lesson, and what the fuck is happening with the light behind me? It looks like I've ascended to the pearly gates of fucking heaven. Like, what is happening behind me with these lights? Okay, we're gonna bash on through with this, okay? Right. Lighting is clearly not my strong point today. Let's just blast this one. And it makes me look like a politician at question time. Light is not my friend today, so let's give that one a little press on the light. And let's try and review this shit. Because tell you what, all this talk of lights, you know what I'm doing here? You know what I'm doing? I'm putting this off. I am trying to put off this fucking review. Because I don't want to review it. I don't want to talk about it. Hoppy, my man, how is it going? It is good to see people in the chat. The more people that could chat to me right now, the better. Because then it would stop me having to review this fucking pile of shit that I don't want to speak about. Yeah, it's nice. I hope if we got 2 summers, that would be so good. I mean, I would like a summer. I want a summer. I want heat. This summer, I'm not going to say all my plans, because to be honest, I half expect this to be lockdown again. But yeah, I'm going to try and get to the mountains, even if whether that's illegal or not. I'm going to take a tent, a sleeping bag, supplies, knives, snare traps, backpacks, knives and stuff, and I'm going to go to the mountains. I'm going to go to the Scottish mountains, and I'm going to live like a wild man for 2 weeks. That's going to be like, I'm just going to take all my stuff, because thankfully I stay on the outskirts of Aberdeen City. I've like literally just 10 minutes walking. I'm at the start of the Grampian Mountains. I mean, the Grampian Mountains actually go right from Aberdeen right to Fort William, so it's not like they're it's not some sort of like trail you can walk in a day or nothing like that. But no, the world is my oyster. I'm gonna go fucking proper wild man this summer and live on rabbits and grass soup, because you need to eat grass if you eat rabbits, because apparently rabbits don't have the vitamins you need to sustain yourself. It's fucking true. My uncle, he was in the army. He taught survival, and yeah, he told me that. He's like, if you're ever in a survival situation, eat rabbits, but you must always eat some sort of like grass. You must eat like handfuls of grass with the rabbit, because rabbit doesn't have the vitamins you need to survive. And there was this, he told me this survival story. There was people and they were surviving in like a hut in the middle of nowhere. I don't know, it was a survival story. This is the things armies tell each other. And yeah, the people ended up dying of malnutrition because all they were doing was eating rabbits. And if they'd only just made some soup with some grass, they would have been fine. Right, I am actually here to talk about wrestling this morning. If I go like that, look at that, fixed. That's maybe what I need. I just need a shade. Okay, well, that's something. Okay. I am actually making myself laugh now, because I actively try to not talk about this. So, WWE RAW, 8th of March 2021. The show opened with Bobby Lashley and MVP coming into the arena. Lashley was wearing a suit. He was a specimen. Lashley is a specimen of a man. He looked dapper. He's the new champion. He said something. I'm not gonna pretend that I was listening to this. I didn't even think the show had started then. I actually thought, what I thought happened at the start of the show, right? Obviously, you get that bit when you see the people entering the arena, and one of those girls with a microphone, or Tom Selleck or whatever he's called, starts like, "Oh, what are you saying? How's it like to be champion?" Blah, blah, blah. You know, fake propaganda, fake paparazzi. And I thought he was just like, "Yeah, I'm a champ," and just walking. I thought he was a way to cut a promo, so I didn't actually listen too much to that first bit, because I was like, right, Lashley's on his way out to the ring. He's going to cut a promo now. But that is not what happened. That is not what happened at all. I was wrong. Instead, we got a Miz promo. Miz and Morrison came out. Miz is in his full gear, and apparently he's getting a rematch tonight on Raw, right now. So, match 1 on tonight's WWE Raw was a rematch for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, with no build-up, with no advertising at the start of the fucking show. With the Miz. Like, what? Last week, the end of last week's Raw, we saw that Bobby Lashley not only decisively beat The Miz, he fucking murdered him. Well, metaphorically murdered him. It was no effort. It took him, once he actually got the things happening, it took him seconds, right? But tonight we've got to have another match. There's a rematch for this. So, personally, I mean, it's in his contract, I guess. You deserve a rematch. I don't think he deserves it. I think if you got beat that much by a champion, there is no rematch. You got fucking owned, mate. So yeah, the Miz cut his promo. It was shit, right? Well, like, I digress. It was actually, if you have never heard the Miz cut a promo before, this was a good promo. You know what I mean? It was a good, passionate promo. It was a guy who's passionate, he's self-confident, he's passionate himself, and he thinks he is awesome. But the problem is, the rest of us have watched this shit for the last 12 years. Like, we have seen this promo. He's not awesome. He's not. It's like, let's be straight. Even if the hallowed Miz Daniel Bryan feud had actually happened, he still wouldn't have been awesome. It would have been like, Daniel Bryan would have been great, but the feud would have been like, meh. He's not awesome. We know this. But regardless, he's out for a fucking title shot. He's out for a rematch. So, we had to see this. Lashley then made his entrance. Lashley's entrance was bloody awesome. I thought his entrance was really cool. Like, it was like orange lightning and loads of Hurt Business music. I liked it, but I mean, sorry, I've got a really itchy nose today. It's just fucking shit wrestling. It does it to me. But yeah, it's good. One thing I think WWE need to remember is that when the fans start coming back to the arenas, they can't see this lightning because like Bobby Lashley's entrance looked cool as shit, right? And I've seen lots of people on social media and stuff saying, yeah, this was cool as shit. But when you actually look at it, it's not like a special effect in the arena. It's just AR. It's an AR layer being put over the top of the broadcast. It's like, if you're in the arena, you can't see that lightning. The people in the Thunderdome might be able to see it because they're in there's a vision mix before they get to see what they're seeing. But if you were actually sat in that arena, you wouldn't see that lightning. You would maybe see it on the screen, but to be honest, it didn't look like it was on the screen. It looked like it was just off. It's really cool, but I mean, I hope what I'm getting at with this thing with the AR and the graphics and stuff is WWE this is becoming a crutch for WWE. They're using that in every single entrance, trying to make everything look really cool, but they're forgetting that when the fans come back, this won't work as much. And what I mean is, like, oh yeah, it's cool you're going to have 2,000 people in a building, but they're not going to be able to see that. So what the fuck is the point in it? Great for TV. Yeah. So Lashley came down to the ring. The announcer called Lashley the Almighty. I was like, hyperbole much? This is his first week as champion. I don't think we're ready to call him the Almighty champion yet. Like, whoa, what? Almighty. I could not believe that. Couldn't believe it. So, the match was short, but it was a lot longer than it needed to be. Like, considering how short the match was last week where Lashley won the title, this was ridiculous. It felt like WWE were trying to give Miz his heat back for some reason. Just fucking let it go. He's shit. Like, I just let it go. It just went on. It went on for a stupid amount of time. Like, at the start of the match, Miz tried to run away. He couldn't run away. Came back, and it was just. I had to watch this. Like, I really did try to watch this, but it was terrible. The thing that annoyed me here was just the fact that the match was going more than a minute. after we seen how easy Lashley beat The Miz last week, that just fucked me off. During this match was happening, McIntyre was watching backstage. Now, this also annoyed me because, like, right, let's remember. One second, actually. I'm going to close this fucking curtain because I'm fed up with looking like a ghost. One moment. I could probably still do the review here if I'm honest. But the fact is, I can't hear what I'm saying, and I can't hear if what I'm saying is coming over the mic when I'm over there. So we're better not. Okay, so that is kind of better. I went from looking like a ghost to look like someone that lives in Spain half the year. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, while this first match was going on, Drew McIntyre was watching what was happening from backstage, right? Now, I was about to tell you all why this ignored me. And it ignored me for the following reason. 2 weeks ago, Lashley, The Miz, MVP all worked together. No matter what they're doing now, they work together to fuck Drew McIntyre out of his title, right? They all worked together. It wasn't just The Miz, it wasn't just Lashley, it wasn't just MVP. It was all three of them together, worked together, plotted to attack McIntyre at the right time to take his belt off him, right? Yet McIntyre is just standing watching this TV looking kind of angry, knowing that this is a title match, knowing that The Miz could win this title match, knowing that he will face the winner of this title match, right? So why the fuck is he just standing there watching it? Why is he not going down to the ring as fast as he can and metaphorically murdering everyone with Claymore kicks? They fucked Drew out of his title, right? He should be going and fucking with them. Like, not only that, he's got the chance here where he could get revenge on the people that screwed him over. He could screw over the people that screwed him over by ending up with Miz being the champion again. And then he can face Miz for his belt. You know, Miz, the person that screwed him over for the championship. 3 steps, that would give you 3 different weeks worth of television. It would tell a much better story than what was being told here. But no. WWE would rather make Drew look like some sort of person that just this is not cool. This is making the shoulders look terrible. Like I'm not here to rebook their fucking shows for them. Know what I mean? But like, what the fuck? This seems like such an easy thing to work your way around in the realms of wrestling. Like Drew got fucked over. All the people that fucked him over are in the ring now, fighting for his belt. Yet nothing happened from that. He just looks on, mean. It didn't make any sense. I don't know. This is WWE, everyone. Fuck logic or anything making some sort of tangible sense. They don't do that anymore. They just don't fucking do it. We then got a really quite good promo from Drew. Drew McIntyre is one of the saving graces of the show, as is Sheamus. But then, as Drew is cutting his promo, he is attacked from behind by Sheamus. Like seriously, what the hell? Is this like the only good match WWE think they've got at the moment? It feels like I have watched this match like 5 times already in the last year. I don't understand why they keep going for it. This is a feud they're doing to death. Like, what annoys me about this feud is, right, they've made it as if they're 2 best friends that have got a fight going on, yet they've took the title off Drew, and they've like, what are they doing with this? I don't understand the Sheamus promo. Why is it even there? What are they doing for, like, and this all just falls back into the whole Vince can't book long-term 2-week thing, because this makes no fucking sense. Like, it makes no sense from a booking perspective, where, like, it feels like, so on the Raw brand, we're building to what? We're building to Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley, right? Yeah, Drew McIntyre has got a really good feud going with Sheamus. It doesn't make sense. Like, why is... I don't understand why they took the belt off of Drew in the first place. Like, I'd feel really bad for Lashley, because he's just been put there. Like... They want a muscly guy to fight Drew. It's like, sorry, what the fuck is wrong with Sheamus? What the hell? Like, this takes me out of the story constantly, because this is just bad booking. Like, it's just really bad booking. I mean, it's crazy. They're two of the best on the fucking show, like Sheamus and Drew. They've got a real chemistry, yet the feud was blown off 6 weeks early, so Drew can rage about Miz and then keep fighting Sheamus in fucking no DQ matches. Like, the fuck? So yeah, Drew demanded a no DQ match tonight with Sheamus. I mean, as I've just said, the match will rule, but this is another Sheamus versus Drew match. It's like WWE can't do anything but Sheamus versus Drew on Raw. Every week we're getting a Sheamus versus... It's fucking... I don't know. And then... Like, there was this weird backstage segment with Braun Strowman, who just looked as fucking dumb as ever, and Truth. And this was just fucking stupid. Like, Truth said something, and then it turns out, like, I don't know what happened, but Braun's like, I'm Braun Strowman, I don't need to listen to this. I'm going to demand an opponent from Shane McMahon. Like, the fuck? What? What is going on here? Then, Truth tried to mind wipe Braun Strowman with a fucking metal dildo thing, like Men in Black. Like, sorry, what? And Braun was demanding respect. And then, this led to Braun... Now, this confused the fuck out of me, right? This led to Braun in the ring cutting a promo, and it really, really struck me like let me have, like, who remembers the episode of Simpsons where Homer changes his name to Max Power, right? If you remember, Homer has to change his name because a television character gets given his name, and the television character is an idiot, and they strip him of respect. Homer goes to the TV company, he's like, "Oh, let me have my self-respect back," and something stupid happens. Then the next week, they have the character cut the "Oh, let me have my dignity back" promo, and he falls crotch first on a cactus. This is what this promo reminded me on. Braun Strowman in the ring, crying about wanting respect and wanting people and wanting his dignity and shit like that. It's like, this is fucking shit. This is like a Simpsons parody. I was expecting a cactus to fall from the fucking ceiling onto Strowman, right? Now, later in the show, Strowman ends up back in the ring, and I thought it was the same promo. I can't tell. I don't know if this was one long promo segment and they cut it in the middle and showed us half at the start and half at the end, or if they actually had Strowman in the ring for two separate promo fucking interviews. Both of them, he looks like an idiot. Like, I feel really bad for him because, like, Vince clearly has in his head that, oh yeah, his character is he's a thick giant. And I don't mean thick as in thick, I mean thick as in cuckoo. Like, they're going out of their way to make him look stupid, and it really, really... If WWE are not writing him to be stupid, then I really feel bad for him because he's making himself look stupid. But this is just fucking ridiculous. And then we got the Drew versus Sheamus match. It just started. There was no build-up again. Like, there was no... and it blew my mind that this was not a main event match. This is at the end of the first hour. So again, WWE front-loading the show, knowing that most people will only watch at the start and fuck it off for the end. Hey, people in the chat, Max Power, he's the man, the name you can't touch. Oh, sorry, I fucked that song up, didn't I? Yeah. Who remembers the Max Power thing? That's what fucking... Sorry, I've lost my shit now. I keep swearing every second word. It was that promo. Watch it. It's... Vince McMahon, let me have my dignity back. That's what I was expecting. Okay, right, let's get back on fucking track here. Drew versus Sheamus. This was a really good match. It was fun. This was a nice... I loved it. It was brutal. I could watch Sheamus and Drew McIntyre wrestle for hours. They are just money together. They're brilliant. Why Vince doesn't have this at the main event of WrestleMania, I don't know. But I don't have the brain of an 80-year-old fucking mental case. So I don't know. It blew my mind that this was at the start of the first hour. And it made me think, well, that means there's probably going to be something really stupid at the end of the show, which we'll get to that in a minute. This match was good, but the finish was fucking total garbage. Both men picked up a set of steel stairs each. Then they both hit each other on the steel stairs with the steel stairs they were carrying, and this knocked both of them out. And they both had to get doctors down in the end of the match. Like, I've never seen a finish like that before. Like, oh, sorry, both men knocked themselves out in a no DQ match. Throw up the X's, everyone. Fucking F's in the chat. At this point, I was tempted to just stop watching. So I was like, I can't believe they just ended a no DQ match with a double knockout. I was tempted, but I didn't. I stuck with it. I stuck with it for you guys. Right? I did this for you. I did it for The Rock. And I mean, this was like the Sheamus versus Drew feud was literally the only thing worth watching on this show. And it was the only thing worth waiting for on this show. Yet they totally fucking creamed through it at the end of the first hour and made a joke of it. And like I said in my note here, like, the match ends with both guys knock one another out because I'm dyslexic and my notes are dyslexic. And that ends anything exciting on the show. And you know, I was right. This was not hyperbole. This was not me just being angry. This was correct. This was the end of anything exciting happening on this fucking show. We then had an Alexa Bliss I was going to say Alexa Piss promo. An Alexa Bliss promo, which is just fucking shit. Then we go to AJ Styles, who's laughing about it, and he's with Almas. that Almas guy, no way is he so fucking tall. He's like double the size of AJ. It's amazing. I mean, there's all going to be some camera work there, but goddamn, he's a big lad. But yeah, AJ Styles, he's like, meh, fucking, who would be fucking dicked about by magic? Meh, 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 meh. Who would be stupid enough to believe in magic? It's like, shut the fuck up, flat earther. You know what I mean? You're the last person to talk about believing in magic and dumb shit. But anyway, I digress. Sorry, flat earthers make me a bit angry. As AJ and Almas are laughing at Randy being sucked into this magic gimmick, Randy comes out and I'm not even joking. He tried to guilt trip. He tried Randy Orton basically guilt tripped AJ Styles about having magic going on in his head. I forget the word, but it was just fucking ridiculous. It's like, do you think it's funny to laugh at someone who's got turmoil going on in his head? It's magic or something. It's like, dude, it's fucking magic. It's magic. Fucking what? And they're like, yeah, he's trying to guilt trip him because he's got magic in his brain. And then he just looked a bit like Spooky Randy, and then AJ went away. And I think we're meant to think like, oh, is that actually Spooky Randy? Is Spooky Randy actually real? Because remember, there's two Randy Ortons now. We've got Spooky Randy and fucking Real Randy. Who was this one? Was this Spooky Randy or was it Real Randy? Like, what the fuck? Wait, what? Is this continuing his burns from before? Yes. Yes, basically, yes. We then got another match, thankfully. Although it was just a match. And this was we're getting to the end of me being able to tolerate this show, right? Hurt Business versus New Day. New Day had some really cool Mortal Kombat gear on. I really liked it. This was a fun match. It's like Kofi Kingston was in orange, Xavier was in blue, obviously Scorpion Sub-Zero. At first I was like, why are they not wearing matching stuff? They're the New Day. Then I was like, Mortal Kombat, that's fucking dope. They were fighting the tag team champions, and of course, if you're a champion on WWE TV, unless of course you're at Lashley in the first match of the night, then you're going to lose your non-title matches. That is just how WWE works. Champions lose non-title matches, and yeah, the New Day won. It sucks to be a champ on WWE TV. And then we get to where my brain really started to fucking blow up. Riddle's backstage, and he's got a scooter. I mean, that's cool. I'm used to the Riddle backstage stuff. It is more piddle as it is Riddle, but I'm there. So I'm like, okay, let's dump my expectations down a bit and let's see what's going to come from this interview. And he is asked by the interviewer if the retribution have negatively affected his focus. Like, what? Sorry, what did you just ask him? Did the retribution negatively affect your focus? Fucking wrestling. I don't think I've ever had anyone asked if someone has negatively affected my focus. Who the fuck says stuff like that? This got a big sigh from me. I was just like, what? Who asks questions like that? That is just ridiculous. It's fucking stupid. And then, as if the absurdity of a terrible interviewer wasn't enough to take, the New Day just randomly come through a door. It's like, yay, because no professionality in WWE. We're just a live TV show. People burst through doors when we're shooting interviews. It's fucking terrible. Riddle said something about Teabag, and then I think he said he's facing Slapjack. I just do not care. I fucking do not care. This is where I started to skip the show. So the first skip, I noticed that I didn't see what happened in the Riddle match, but I heard Riddle's music playing. So if you're a Riddle fan, congratulations. Matt Riddle won. A champion is getting booked like a champion. Fucking A. It makes sense. And then, this is where things got really fucking weird. And I thought the show skipped back to show the Braun promo segment from earlier, which was ridiculous. The lad is a complete fucknut. But no, this is not what happened. It's like this, and this is what I said. I can't tell if this was two promo segments or if it was one promo segment and they sliced it in the middle and showed it in two different sections. I genuinely can't tell. It's like, So we go back, we see the clip of Braun cutting his "I want my dignity back" promo, and then Shane comes to the ring. I thought this was the start, so I started skipping it at first. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is a different segment. I've already seen this. And so I let it play, and then Shane started talking, and this fucked me off. Right, Shane started talking on the mic. He's like, "Oh yeah, hi Brain." He's like, "Oh wait a minute, this mic's not working." It's like, we can literally hear you touch the mic. We can hear you going like that. It's working. And he had to go and get another mic and go out the ring. I was just like, what the fuck? This is insulting my intelligence now. The microphone is blatantly fucking working. What the fuck? So I just skipped it past. I was fucking done. I was like, in my notes, I'm like, I'm done. It's off 1. Because I'm angry and I couldn't type properly. I skipped to the end of this bit, and what happened was Shane ended up pissing Braun off to such a point that Braun runs out to chase him through the arena and right out past everything, whilst Shane is hiding somewhere. So Braun run past Shane, and Shane pops his head out as if to say, "Haha, Braun, yet again I've proved you're a fucking idiot." I was like, I could not believe it. I was like, what? Like, why are they making Braun look so stupid? What did he do? Is this for the photograph? Is this for the whole photograph incident? Is this punishment? You know, it's like, why are they doing this? Why are they making Braun Strowman out to be such an idiot on TV? It's fucking mind-blowingly bad. Absolutely terrible television. At this point, I skipped to the end of the show because I was done with it. I could not handle this show anymore. So I skipped to the end. I skipped to the end because I just sensed that there was going to be some sort of Randy Orton, Alexa Bliss, Fiend magic happening. And yeah, I was not disappointed. So, skip to the end of the show, and it seems like we had a Randy Orton versus AJ Styles match. Cool. I would imagine that was actually a good match, but I didn't watch it. I only watched the end, and it was fucking garbage. So yeah, we're at the end of the show. We get to a section of the ring. Randy's obviously got the upper hand over AJ Styles, but then everything goes a bit weird. Boom. A video comes on screen. Weird Lolita fantasy Alexa version of Alexa Bliss appears on the screen with a music box. Like, you know, like, she's like, where's, I don't have a wheel, like, instead of Weasel going pop out the box or a Jack in the Box or whatever the fuck it was she was trying to symbolise. When she went off screen, Kane's Pyros went up the ring. Like, big pop for Kane's Pyros. We've not seen them in too long, but let's be real about this. That's all they fucking were. It was Kane's corner post where they asked him where Chung Lee was. Wait, what? Chung Lee? Is Chung Lee on the show? Is she a real person? Like, what? Sorry, I don't have the chat open today. I should have. I'm nearly finished then, and we'll get to the chat. But yeah, this segment ended like Alexa Bliss is in her weird get up and she's on the screen. Pop goes to Weasel, and then Kane's Pyros go off in the ring, and I'm like, okay, so this is the end of the show. I'm guessing that the refs called this a no contest because, you know, someone has just fucking used magic on Randy Orton, and he starts spewing up ink in the middle of the ring again. So I'm like, okay, so obviously this match is done now, yeah? This is the end of the show. But no, out of nowhere, AJ Styles pops up with the what's it called? The flying forearm. There we go, there's weird Lolita fancy fucking, like, Alexa. Yeah, AJ Styles, Randy Orton starts puking up blood. AJ Styles, you just see him coming up the ring, flying forearm, whatever, I forget what it's called, I don't really care. Flying forearm, he gets the pin, 1, 2, 3 on Randy Orton. The match did not get stopped. So, let's just get this straight. If you are in the WWE, magic is allowed. If you can somehow find a way to put a hex on your opponent or use magic, the referees don't think this is an illegal maneuver. This is not a foreign object. Magic is not a foreign object. Magic is allowed in the WWE. Curses are allowed in the WWE. This is just so fucking stupid. Like, and this is why I could not handle it. Oh. So I've not read any video game articles in the last few days. I've been just going between being angry about wrestling and being angry about politics. That's pretty much all I've done in the last couple of days. Right, so let me have a sip of coffee. It'll be cold now, but I need the sugar. That was WWE Raw. It was this show, right? This was a thunderous pile of shit. Like, like so bad. It upsets me that people are making television that is this bad. Right, what I'm going to try and do is let's try and get the Randy Orton show closing segment on here. WWE will probably try and sue us, but you know what? They can suck a fat one. I'm fed up with WWE. Oh, let's hope we don't get anything. Look, furry up. Yes, I googled the term furry up. There was a reason I googled that. I'm not a furry. Although I'm not kink shaming any furries, because I know more than one furry, and they're both really good guys. That said, that's why I was searching furry up, okay? The other day, I actually googled, right, I made the biggest mistake ever, and I googled the term old man dick. Again, I was trying to create some sort of parody artwork, and I didn't think about it before I did the Google. I typed old man dick. I don't know what I expected to see, but by fuck did I see a lot of old man dick. And I'm not talking just old man dick. I'm talking like old man dick. This was fucking shocking. But anyway, yeah, YouTube. I got heavily distracted there. So YouTube, let's get the WWE channel and let's see the highlight. Let's watch. What the hell were they on the show? Let's see. Let's have a look and see what YouTube are telling us about this show, because I don't know what the fuck happened. Lashley and Miz, it was shit. There's the finish, right? Watch this. Are they going to show you in an animation? Yeah, like this bit here. This is the finish, right? Let's play this. We'll play it with no sound because WWE haters. They hate it. It's the Goblin Smile. It's the Goblin Smile. Yeah, WWE hate is using clips apparently. So let's have a look and analyse what happened. Let's analyse what happened. So here we go. They got the stairs. Oh, he picks the stairs up. Shame, like so. Both pick the stairs up. They got bad intentions. My God. Boom. That was it. Fuck off. That was the finish to the Drew McIntyre Sheamus match. The hardest men in WWE knocked themselves out with lightweight stairs. Like, you cannot fucking believe it. You couldn't write it. It was fucking. And now, here we go. Let's go to the end of the AJ Styles Randy Orton match. Let's have a look at this and let's talk over the whole thing, because then WWE can't try and sue us. So, there we go. Let's start from here. Randy Orton, as you see, he had the upper hand. Boom, the lights go purple, and Lolita Alexa Bliss comes on the screen. Hiya! Hiya! My name's Alexa! My name's Alexa! Pop goes the weasel. Oh, it didn't go pop, did it? I don't know. See, I think maybe Braun Strowman's like stashed in there or something like that. I really don't know. Like, who fucking knows, right? Oh, my bad. I got it wrong. So obviously, she did the whole boxy thing. Then she strikes this match. She's like, oh, look at my match. Look at my match. Look at my cool eyes. Now, I will say that her eyes are quite nice. But at the same time, they're fake because they're contact lenses. They do look cool. And she blew the match out. Boom. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. But here's people fucking shitting on AEW's explosions not working. Very clearly, one of WWE's explosions didn't work. They also have dud pyros. WWE has dud pyros. We can confirm it there. It is not just AEW who have dud pyro. Randy Orton's like, now he's like, oh, what the fuck? Oh, fucking chucking a whitey here, mate. What the fuck, man? That last bong was far too much. And yet, so, at this point, clearly, someone has attacked Randy Orton with magic, and it is making him physically vomit blood. I would say this is interference in the match, wouldn't you? Let's see what happens. Did the ref stop the match? No, he's like, no. It's like, you're only spewing up black shit randomly, Randy. That's not a reason to stop the match. Yeah. And that is WWE, everyone. And let's hope there's nothing embarrassing on my desktop. So let's change it back there. If you see any games there you want to play them, just let me know. I'm always game for playing games or whatever. Ah, oh, man. I'm not a furry. I'm a full women party. Sorry, I totally deserve anyone calling me a furry now after that. Me explaining that I'm not a furry. But I'm actually not a furry. I am not a I'm not a furry. I have a partner, and it is female. Full women party. I deserve that. I deserve that. But yeah, that has been my WWE RAW review this week. I could only make it through the first half of the show. I tried my best. Okay, right, I really tried. You know, the last few weeks I've been really accurate. I've been really detailed. I've tried to tell you everything that happened in the show. That's because the show was watchable, right? I could not make it halfway through this show. This was fucking terrible. Absolutely fucking terrible. And that is the only way I'm going to describe it. You cannot polish. There's no way you can polish the turd that is the 8th of March 2021 episode of Raw. Sorry, it just cannot be done. And on that, I'm going to let me go for just now. I'm going to go for just now. I am planning to be back on later on this evening, and I'm going to say that about 9 o'clock or something like that. I don't know what I'll be playing yet. Maybe some Fire Pro, maybe some wrestling games. Who knows? We might have some political wrestling or something else. We'll see what happens. To everyone watching this now, thank you very much for watching. Remember and hit the follow button if you're not following. And I'll see you all later. Take it easy and have a great day. Where's my